everyone, I thought I would just jump on and have a little discussion about neck pain and abdominal work, talking about why it might be happening, and some tools that will hopefully help you mitigate that problem and relieve some of that tension that you might be feeling through the neck when you're trying to be strengthening your core. So for starters, I thought I would just talk about some anatomy of where our head and our cervical spine is supposed to be placed. So when we're in our perfect neutral position, our head would be balanced right in between your shoulders, holding its natural curve. And then it would be following the line of your thoracic spine. So again, I want you to think of your head as an extension off of your spine. So whether I'm flexing my spine, extending my spine, laterally moving my spine, my head should be balanced, again, right on top of my shoulders, holding no tension. We don't obviously live in a perfect world, and our daily habits can very easily be changing that placement of our neck. Okay, so whether we're on our phone, on our computer, sitting at a desk, sitting on the couch, what is tending to happen is that we're all kind of starting to live in this very forward world. I know myself included, where our head starts to jet forward of the shoulders. So what that does is that creates this very lengthened position through our neck flexors, this very shortened position through our neck, okay? So when we're living in this forward world and this is the placement of our head, if we translate that to coming down onto the mat, say if we were getting ready to go into an ab series, I would be starting already from this overly extended position. So if I were to come up into my ab curl, chances are I'm already working so much through the neck to curl up that I'm probably still feeling a lot of tension through the neck. Or because my neck flexors are held in this lengthened position, they could be a little weaker. So I maybe need to build strength through the neck flexors, okay? So two ways to kind of help with that issue. One is think about that starting position before you even start the abdominal work. So meaning if I'm gonna be on my back, and now I know, okay, my head is supposed to be stacked on top of my shoulders, holding no tension in my neutral spine, but I feel that I'm starting back here, where it feels like my eyes are behind me, I'm tight through my neck, and it's hard to kind of hold my body in this position. I would say you need to bring your head up just a little bit more. Okay, so we can do this, especially in our homes, by taking a towel and folding it up. So it's maybe, about the thickness of here, maybe even a little less. You can take a small pillow and rest your head on a pillow. You could fold over your mat, so your mat is double layered, and rest your head there. Anything so you can start from a neutral position. Okay, so you can see here, I do have a little bit of a forward head. So again, I can sometimes on my worst day be starting from here, right? So you can see the difference where I'm holding tension through my neck. If I grab my pad and I place it underneath my head, here I'm starting from a much more neutral and secure position, okay? So now that we're here, we want to build maybe some strength through our neck flexors. I would do that by maybe incorporating some head nods, okay? So it's a way for you to, and it's a way to really think about your gaze and where your cervical spine is. So if you're on your back and you have your eyes straight up towards the ceiling, what I would say is bring your gaze maybe down about an inch. So if you're looking at a traffic light, okay, there's maybe the green light, orange light, red light. Look down to the red light. Feel how the chin gently drops, and you feel this sense of length through the back of the neck. I'm not jamming my chin to the chest. I'm just feeling that gentle tuck. And then I bring my gaze back up to the green light, allow my chin to rise. Okay, so I'm just bringing my gaze down, gently tucking my chin, feeling that work through the cervical flexors, getting that nice sense of length through the back, and then bringing the eyes back up. Now we know that our gaze can kind of move our cervical spine, right? So our head tends to go where our eyes go. So now I'm ready to add that ab curl. So if I curl up, but I'm keeping my eyes towards the ceiling, again, you can see how even though, okay, I feel a little bit of abdominal work, I'm still holding all of the tension here in my neck. I'm not letting my cervical spine follow the line of my thoracic spine, which is where it's supposed to be. So if I bring my gaze down to just above my knees, I'm now again working through those cervical flexors. My head is now in its neutral position, right, in between my shoulders with no tension, and I can focus on the engagement through the abdominals. Again, another thing that I commonly see too would be maybe bringing the eyes too far down. This is again equally, not as beneficial. I'm bringing my chin down, I'm over flexing the spine, jamming the chin to the chest. And what this tends to do as well is almost pull the body down a little bit, right? So now I'm not really getting the flexion through my spine that I'm supposed to be getting. I'm tucking the chin and almost pulling myself back, where now all I'm feeling the work is in my neck, okay? So again, something to think about is think about where is your gaze, okay? Now, if you are someone that is just getting started with that concept, don't go for endurance. Start small. Maybe start with just doing a few ab preps, trying to incorporate those concepts. Curling up, staying for a breath, and then bringing the body back down and just getting the idea and seeing if you can deepen the connection through the abdominals versus holding it in your neck. Now sometimes your neck has really nothing to do with it. When you're coming into flexion, right, if I'm curling my spine has to have some deal of mobility, right? I have to be able to mobilize my rib cage. I have to be able to flex the spine. Now, if you are somebody that has a very straight spine, okay, your spine doesn't really hold those natural curves. If you are somebody that is really tight through the rib cage, or somebody that breathes really shallowly into the neck, into the chest, your neck might be in a nice neutral position, but your abdominals are working against the stiffness of the rib cage and of your spine. In that scenario or in that situation, I would say really focus on your breath, thinking about where you are breathing into, where you are breathing out of. When we warm up the body, are you really breathing into the rib cage, getting that three-dimensional expansion? When you exhale, are you feeling the rib cage close down? Are you holding the breath in your neck? Other good ways would be to warm up the spine before going into ab work. So practicing spinal articulation, mobilizing the spine down, articulating back up. Practicing spinal mobility exercise is another great exercise. It's just going into the half roll back, really maintaining the flexion and rolling the pelvis back and returning forward, maintaining the flexion through the spine. Again, so that again has, sometimes we think it's our neck, but it really has nothing to do with our neck. It's really everything else through our rib cage and through our spine, our breath, that causes and creates this tension through the neck. And then just a few tips, some things to think about. Again, if you're working on building strength through the neck flexors, and often people will come up and bring the hands behind the head, which is a great option to help build strength through the neck and help maintain flexion. Just keep in mind with the hands behind the head, if you feel this gets harder for you, you now have more weight back. So your abdominals are working against more weight. So if you're still focusing on building strength here, bringing both hands back is maybe not an awesome option. Maybe one hand back, one hand forward, and then alternating sides. Okay, so we're staying balanced. And those are some tips that I have regarding neck pain and abdominal work. So this video will live here on the Instagram TV. I will also upload it to my YouTube page. And if you are someone that, again, struggles with some of these issues, I hope that you maybe learn something new and kind of can take some of these tips, or just kind of think about it and kind of feel where you are next time you're doing a workout at home, and see if you can make any changes to that to hopefully help you out. And feel free to share this video to anyone that you think it will be useful for. So if you guys have, I plan on making other videos for just some things that I see as an instructor, questions that I get to hopefully allow you guys to get the most out of your at-home workout. So if you guys have any questions, you can send them over and I will try to answer them via this platform. And I hope you guys enjoyed this and have a wonderful rest of your day. Thanks, guys.